Quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. I said quality, not quantity. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Welcome to the show. My name is, and forever will be, Oodles. The captain is back at the helm. Joining me on the high seas tonight, first mate, Mr. Gadget.
Who are?
We also have quartermaster, Sergeant Stig.
Hello.
He's so kind. Sailing master, Officer Biggie.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And poop deck girl, it's Candy.
Ahoy! I knew it was going to be a poop deck joke.
Before we continue, I have a statement to make.
Uh-oh.
A letter to the listeners.
Uh-oh.
Dear listener, I can only apologise from the bottom of my heart on account to the Nails on a Chalkboard episode of Modern Escapism entitled Summer Games Come Quick. After much debate with myself, I decided to listen to said episode and was deeply appalled by the pregnant pauses and terrible quotation marks, witty banter, and quotation mark. Also adding to the embarrassment is the fact that we had a guest on the show that produced a very favourable and professional air to the episode. So my apologies also extend to that guest that didn't even have the opportunity to plug his wares on this show. I apologise on behalf of Modern Escapism, Mr. Punk. Sorry about that. On what you had to endure. Modern Escapism strives to bring the most hard-hitting comedy and light entertainment on a weekly basis. We will endeavour to rectify this, and with myself back at the helm, I can guarantee a swifter and more poignant comedic listen. Regards and best wishes, Oodles. What the fuck was last episode, guys? Come on.
Swift. Well, you know, when people just drop out at the last minute, you got to... You got to make plans, new plans, aren't you? Also, counterpoint, we did offer him to do his things and put it in with the magic of editing where no one would have known. And he said, no, I can't be asked. Everyone knows where to find me now these days.
You should have offered it on the fly.
We were thrown, weren't we, guys, at the end? Because we usually at the end of a show, there's a Candyland, and it was like, oh, there's no Candyland.
Yeah.
And
don't bring me into it.
It just completely threw us.
It completely
threw us.
You're not getting away with this, Candy, just because you weren't there.
Guys,
I've put out a
done.
full and frank apology here myself. I weren't there either. It's all my fault as well. I just think it was a piss poor effort from all involved, all of us, all five of us.
Hey, fuck off. We turned up. We did our thing.
I edited.
Editing was fine, mate. Absolutely. Top drawer as always. Not blaming the back room stuff. Come on, guys. We can do better. And we're
I
going to
enjoyed
start
the first 15 minutes
today.
that I heard. I enjoyed the come quick. I enjoyed the come quick.
That's what she says to all the boys.
I do.
I think he's just upset because we called him a gamer.
No, not bothered. Not bothered. Didn't bother me at all. Just everything. I was listening to this going, what is this? Where am I? Why am I not on this?
Well, there you go.
Because you were sick.
Don't get ill and drop out last minute.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get ill. Twat.
Do you think? I think this can all be blamed on my customer actually, who decided to change his mind
I think
last
so,
minute.
'cause
The
I was
entire
ready.
episode.
I
was
he
ready
almost
to
brought
Sunday.
down the podcast.
I hope you tattooed
ready
some
to
penises onto him.
I do.
Well, we'll see. Penises, mate. I always draw a penis. You
Normally,
just
I'd
have to
say
find
I would be weeks and weeks behind the news, but I listened to last episode. So what I want in this episode is the best, biggest breaking news ever. Take it away.
Oh, God.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
I'm the troubled announcer, deadbeat punk translator. I'm the fear addicted, danger illustrated. Hey, hey, hey! I'm a newsreader, twisted newsreader. You're a news listener, twisted listener. I'm a pronunciator, twisted pronunciator.
Pronunciator.
I'm the twitch you hated, filth infatuated. Yeah. I'm the pain you tasted, feel intoxicated. Yeah. Hey.
He's definitely
I'm a
listening to this
news
show,
reader,
isn't he?
twisted news reader. There you go.
He's going to sync it up later.
In his grave.
Wow.
Poor Keith Flint. Liam Howlett's been in his grave. He's not even dead yet.
I know.
Well, Oodles, off to a good start.
Uh-oh. All I wanted was pure quality. Pure quality. There's going to be another letter next week to the listeners.
I didn't get the memo.
God.
Speaking of memos, Rockstar Games came out with an announcement. We are very excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Which number?
We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you. Thank you, Sam Hauser. Yes.
No.
In December,
No way.
we will see the first trailer.
It's coming.
It'll just be a teaser
GTA
saying
6.
coming 2035.
Just the logo. That's it. Yeah, they're going 2025. Tune in next year for a proper trailer.
I think it'll come out next year.
It's absolutely going to be at the Game Awards, isn't it? Because that's on the 7th into the 8th of December. And it's in early December. So yeah, Jeff's got it. It's going to be a Jeff Fest thing. God, we're going to have to stay up all night and do this one, aren't we? Because
absolutely.
Stick's not going to want to go to bed and miss the chance to see it as soon as it happens.
What time's it on?
It's midnight on Friday, on the morning of the 8th.
Has anyone
So we
checked?
stream it.
Why not?
So we stay up and stream it.
Has anyone checked that Kratos from God of War is not still accepting his award from last year? Because I think we just left him on the stage.
Because the judge is going to still be there when you get back. He's like, and still
Just
to
a really
thank
big
us.
beard.
And I'd like to thank my God. I'm excited for this, and I think it will be next year. It'll come out, and
it'll have to be next year that it comes out. We've got like 6 weeks of the year left.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
means
it'll
like
be
next
the year
Christmas,
after.
next October, November. It'll be.
I genuinely think it'll be early. I think it'll be summer.
No, I think they'll aim for the Christmas market because all 3 releases of GTA 5 have been in like October, November.
All 3 releases of the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think it'll be there and then as
Do you
well.
think they're buzzing as well? Because they're like, yes, we've got another 15 years of GTA 6 now. 15 years. They'll be buzzing, won't
I
they?
have had 2 children in the time that game came out.
I also have had
just
2
turned
children.
10. She literally came out, or on the set, like she came out at the
Oh,
same time
no,
that the game
mine's
came
older.
out.
No, my son predates GTA 5.
I think
just.
Amelia might just like they're literally like they launched around the same time.
I'm trying to think what
The
came
game
out.
and
Any
the channel
thoughts
launched
of,
at the same time.
I know there's been leaks and stuff, which obviously don't mean an awful lot in case they've changed direction. But
I've
where
watched
do you think it'd be
loads.
set?
It's set in Miami.
I don't
Well,
think
it's Vice
those
City. I think they're doing Vice City again, yeah.
I'm not sure how much of those leaks are real.
I've
though.
seen loads.
'Cause
Some of them look like mods, but some of them look like genuine leaks.
I think
good
those,
stuff.
Those ones that you were posting off TikTok Oodles, I think those were modded.
That's a mod.
That was modded
Yeah, 'cause
GTA 5.
I watched it for a bit longer, and he makes it look like he's getting kicked off a TikTok for doing it.
Yeah.
But then I watched it a bit longer, and then I saw the pier from GTA 5. I'm like, you fucker, you haven't modded that out.
Yeah. Well,
You forgot
He had
about
you.
that little.
He had you.
Yeah,
Like
done
Kurt
it.
had said that whoever's done it has used licensed cars, so
Yeah.
that's why he knew for a fact it wasn't GTA.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were going around in a Veyron and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? A proper one.
I think
like
some of them were.
a Diablo.
I think some of them were proven to be right though, because a bunch of other game developers came out and said, "Well, this is what this looks like at that phase of development," and there was a few of them saying, "Don't judge it yet." So that probably was real. A couple of them.
I know that one leak, that big leak that went around on the gaming websites was where the guy ran out of the city and then got onto a speeder boat on the Everglades. That looked real.
I think that one was real because that was the one that had like the in development kind of character walking
Yes,
stuff.
it had loads
and, like,
of stuff, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that one was from the actual hack on Rockstar North.
Yeah, you could see the command console as well, and it was cool. The Everglades, it showed you the little map of the Everglades, didn't it? It was so fucking. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge.
And I think there might be rumours of possibly a female protagonist that you can maybe either play at times or.
It's going to hate that.
I know.
I think it would just be a make your
What
character.
if the female protagonist is gay, though?
If she's
a gay woman of colour.
If
Not
she's as
in
loud
Grand Theft Auto.
and as racist and as horrible as all the other GTA characters, they love her.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting. It's exciting to be around this because it was exciting for 5. It was exciting.
Just a quick thing though. Never actually says in that tweet GTA 6. It just says the next Grand Theft Auto.
What your surprises are? And it's
Chinatown Wars 3 or something.
Or an online update.
Oh no! I don't want them to do GTA London. I know a lot of people saying we want GTA London. I just think it's not the time to have GTA London because they'll just try and be super political. Try to.
They're always political.
I mean, every GTA is political.
No, I mean like to the point where it's not even on the knuckle. You know what I mean? It's not even on the nose.
Not satire. Real politics is satire these days. So
yeah,
I suppose it is, isn't it?
And if it's
I'm excited for that.
If it's going to be the next Grand Theft Auto, it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 5X plus whatever. That joke fell flat. I had it in my head as well, and I started talking about it.
Next.
Oh God! More letters to listeners next week. I do apologise. We're going to have to refresh, completely refresh, new cast, everything. We'll start again. Next.
Time Splitters devs Free Radical are reportedly the next Embracer studio facing closure. Rumour closure comes just 2 years after the veteran British label were resurrected by the original founders to work on a new Time Splitters game. Free Radical staff were told that the studio could face closure after being evaluated as part of Embracer's ongoing restructuring efforts, according to sources close to the studio.
Is this happening every week now?
Pretty much.
I mean, Embracer kind of fucked it because they bought too many studios and didn't have the money behind them, and then the Saudis pulled out. They'd fucked that. But Free Radical haven't actually announced what they were working on, other than said it was another Time Splitters game. Like, I've just got on the website. It's still got a flashing, very 90s looking website that says we are hiring, and it's
and firing.
But it's also everything. It's like server programmers, gameplay programmers, character artists, technical artists.
Why don't you? An experiment. Why don't you apply for one of the roles, Gadget, and see if you actually get an email back, a response?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you know they've just not updated the website because no one's in office.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do it with my CV, but your CV could get you in there.
Yeah, I could do audio director.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'd have loved for a new Time Splitters. Time Splitters with a good control scheme. That's all I ask for.
If you go back and play Time Splitters now, it's not pleasant.
It's impossible. It's impossible. But yeah, I love Time Splitters. But we've talked about that enough. Next.
Zero Punctuation ends as the Escapist faces massive resignations after EIC firing. Long-time gaming site The Escapist fired some of its team members, including EIC Nick Calandra, for reportedly not meeting goals set by its parent company Gamers. After Calandra was fired, Escapist staff members, contributors and producers all took to Twitter to announce they're also leaving the site, with many of them indicating they would be working on some new project with Calandra directly. The departures and firings essentially cleaned out the entirety of the Escapist video department, including most significantly at all the departure of Yahtzee Croshaw, the voice of Zero Punctuation, one of the oldest and most famous game criticism video series, and one that we all probably grew up watching long before we started doing this. Croshaw resigned, but he does not own the rights to Zero Punctuation itself, so whatever happens next, it'll be done without that branding.
I've never heard of any of this before.
You've seen Zero Punctuation, yellow background, stick figures, very rapid swearing on YouTube.
No, I haven't, mate.
Yeah, it's good. Not all the time,
I'm not doubting its quality. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's
a very funny slating of games.
So they should.
Yeah, he doesn't like many things, and the one things he does like tends to be Dark Souls.
He's got taste then.
A very funny author as well. His books are great. But yeah, this was a really stupid move by gamers because they fired the editor in chief, and he had built the Escapist up over years and years and years, and they fired him because it was these kind of the nebulous targets. And it was just basically setting fire in to get rid of the guy. And all of the talent is left, so they've kind of fucked the Escapist.
Do you reckon that this gentleman can carry on his own? Got an audience?
They're setting up something else. I'm sure I saw it the other day. I can't remember what it's called, but I think they're setting up something new.
Yeah, so people aren't necessarily going to lose the jobs.
No. And I think they've got like financial backing and all that already for it. So I think
fantastic.
They've got something in the works. It's just, zero punctuation won't carry on. But I think what will happen is, because Yahtzee doesn't own the rights to the name for it, but he owns the rights to the content in it and the look and the feel of it. So I think what he'll probably do is go back to its original name, which was called, before it became Zero Punctuation, it was called Fully Ramblomatic.
Okay.
I like that.
So I think he'll go back to that. Because that's the name of his website as well. Like his personal website is Fully Ramblomatic.
Also, we need to quash anything that has escapism out of the zeitgeist, because we own that word.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not saying we had anything to do with it, but
our lawyers are very, very, very good. So, yeah, I mean,
especially with bird law.
To them all. Yeah, exactly. Good luck to them all, and if they're starting something fresh, maybe I can be there from the ground up, and I always like to join something when everyone else joins it at the same time, rather than jumping in 10 years later. So even I'll be involved in that, which is always nice.
Actually, there's one reason I know you'll hate Yahtzee Croshaw, because he's the one that coined the term PC Gaming Master Race.
Yeah, but he probably did it to laugh at them.
Yeah, but they didn't see it as a thing to laugh about. They took it on.
That means his joke won. That means his joke worked.
Still
but if they took it on and don't realise that it is a joke.
You are the master race.
So are you.
Not anymore.
So is Candy.
My machine is... It's it. Baldur's Gate 3 was kind of the last game. It cannot run Alan Wake, even in a shit low setting.
Really?
Yeah. My Rogue can. That can't.
It's game over, man.
So yeah, I'm officially at the this is a work PC now.
Oh, sad day.
I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Because you've got everything else anyway. So it's not exactly a fucking problem, is it, mate?
It is. I don't get that sexy ray tracing water effects.
Oh, God, my heart fucking bleeds. Next.
Dev admits to the PS5 and PS4 Tintin game is unfinished on the same day it releases. Tintin reporter Cigars of the Pharaoh. What a title.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Developer
I didn't.
Pendulo Studios has essentially just come out and admitted that the game is unfinished on launch day. They said, despite our best efforts, those who play the game at launch won't be able to enjoy the experience as we intended it to be, reads the team's statement. We are committed to fixing this situation in a promptly manner. We will deliver the necessary patches in the coming weeks whilst keeping all of our channels at your disposal for any issue you want to report to us directly.
All right,
it's a shame. I mean, I've got to put my art on my sleeve here. Tintin's the reason that I got into Marvel and DC comic books, because I was obsessed with Tintin. Do you know the books that you could get? I used to go to the library. I used to go to the library and get them out. And
never realised how racist they were.
Super racist.
So racist.
Super racist. But it were those that were like, I want more vast stories. And then someone said to me, have you ever tried reading The Punisher? It was The Punisher. That was the first.
That's a fucking place to start a kid, isn't it?
In like 1995, I had to like go to the comic book shop. Did you not end up being
a fucking right-wing terrorist?
I don't know. I went to the comic book and he was like,
how do we know
sure
he's
you
not?
Want to read this? He was like, are you sure you want to read this? I'm like, yeah, I want to. This is what my friends told me. I read it. It's fucking. They've always been disgusting books of Punisher in a great way, but it got me into everything else as well. But so Tintin's got a place in my heart, and it's a shame that his game's fucked. It really is. Bless him.
That one smacks to me that the publisher. It's a licensed game from a publisher, and they wouldn't let them delay it.
Yeah, Tintin needs to get out now. The kids demand it.
I think it's unusual that they announced it. Normally these sort of comments come like a week or whatever later after a game's release, but it's just the fact they announced it on the same day that they launched it.
Yeah. Which is why I think the publisher forced them to put it out. Yeah. Against their will.
I also never watched that Tintin film either.
I was literally about to ask, has anyone seen that? Because I've never watched it.
Nope.
The one with Jamie Bell in it.
Yeah, it's Spielberg, isn't it, though? So I'm surprised.
Spielberg.
Yeah, I'm surprised why
Simon Pegg.
Never watched it.
I didn't watch it because the animation style creeped me out. Because it's kind of like Uncanny Valley-ish. It looks really realistic, but then it's like cartoon face proportions.
Announcing today on the Modern Escapism Network, Tintin in review. The whole works of Tintin from start to finish.
Get on then, Oodles. We'll send you down the library.
They won't let me in a library anymore, mate. I owe them thousands. Fuck that. Next.
The much maligned Modern Warfare 3 was developed in just 18 months, and the staff were required to work nights and weekends. In a bombshell report, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reveals that Modern Warfare 3 was developed in less than 18 months, far less than the typical 3-year turnaround the series is known for. Activision Blizzard has achieved this cadence by dedicating 3... You throw me! Dedicating 3, sometimes more... development studios, which takes turns to deliver that year's Call of Duty offering. It's been very lucrative for them, generating at least $30 billion in revenue across more than 20 Call of Duty games, which were released in the past 20 years. According to Bloomberg's sources, who spoke of the condition of anomaly, this well-oiled machine came off its tracks when another Call of Duty was delayed out of the 2023 release window. Modern Warfare 3, which initially pitched as an expansion to Modern Warfare 2, got a Battlefield promotion to full game status.
When's this out?
It's already out.
It came out this week.
What did it review like?
4 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember.
That's the campaign, by the way.
I remember this like a week or so ago, weren't it? Yeah. I don't know why I blocked that out of my mind. Xbox's Activision Blizzard. I've got to call it that. Fucked it, didn't they? Absolutely fucked it.
I think the important thing to take away from that, especially, is that this was supposed to be just an expansion. So and
they didn't have the time to turn it into a real game. So what's ultimately wrong with it?
So the campaign is about 3 hours long. It uses
that's not a bad thing.
Well, no, when quid.
And it uses a lot of the kind of like background points of interest and level designs from Modern Warfare 2.
Oh,
a lot of the multiplayer maps are just brought over from Modern Warfare 2. The zombies mode is half baked, and when you install it, it takes assets from your Modern Warfare 2 install.
What if you don't have that install?
Then you have a very, very big download. Also, if you get it on PlayStation, you're paying £70 for it. It doesn't come with the Platinum Trophy because it's DLC.
What? Fuck off.
Yeah, but it's a £70 full release. Like if they
love a Platinum.
If they just had it as the expansion, said there's no Call of Duty this year, but we're doing Modern Warfare 3 as an expansion to Modern Warfare 2.
Give us a rest.
35 quid, 40 quid, people would be happy.
But but it's because they've announced it, and they've even sold consoles with it, like the Modern Warfare 3 versions and stuff. Yeah. Shite. That's bad, because I like a campaign on COD. I like a campaign. No. I ain't gonna touch it, mate. I bought last year's for a couple of quid over day. I ain't turned it on yet, but I heard last year's was a decent one anyway, so I'm all right.
It was. Well, Sledgehammer Games hit back at the reports and said it was a labour of love and years in the making. They said it's incredibly proud of the latest Call of Duty installment. So it's proud to be the team to lead the way onto Modern Warfare 3, and anything said to the contrary is simply not true.
Years in the making, in that year and 8 months in the making, does it mean?
Just 1 year,
forcing your team to do nights and evenings, evenings and weekends and that, is that a labour of love?
No, that's just labour.
That's abuse.
Yeah.
It's I hope it doesn't like domino effect an awful precedent that the next one's going to be shite as well, because again, I like them. I don't get them that year. I always get them the year after. I've always said this, but it's nice to know I've got one coming later on.
I think the next one's back into the 3-year development cycle, so it'll be a proper one.
That's fine then. That's fine. But then I have to wait 2 years for the next one. That's the thing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm now a year without a Call of Duty campaign, which makes me a little bit sad.
Nah, you'll be able to get a second-hand copy of this one on disc for a couple of quid in a few weeks.
No, but not for 3 hours, mate.
Yeah, but if it's cheap.
Oh, it's 50p. I might pick it up.
Cheap as chips.
That's not good, is it? I bet people are furious. But gamers are livid.
It's been absolutely review bombed on Steam. I think on Steam it's sitting as a mostly negative now. What was it? Modern Warfare 3.
Review bombing
money
when
they're going to lose after that.
Review bombing when it's right.
Bad is good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
Yeah,
they're going to lose a lot of money.
Mostly negative with 2,901 reviews. Only 28% of those reviews are in any way positive.
All jokes aside and stuff, and I know people work there and stuff like that, and nothing to do with Xbox acquisition or anything like that. But Activision Blizzard have had a fucking shite year.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
this has got to be one of their worst years on record.
Kotika's absolutely run the company into the ground.
It must be him. It has to be him.
Oh, aye. Well, he's out on New Year's Day.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
We can all celebrate together. Make Activision Blizzard great again.
We'll get little red baseball caps.
Yeah. Next.
Valve just dropped this completely out of the blue, as far as I'm aware. They introduced the Steam Deck OLED. A high dynamic range screen, a long-lasting battery, faster downloads, and so much more. You'll be able to get a 512 gigabyte or 1 terabyte SSD models with the 1280 by 800 HDR OLED display. It's got a 7.4 diagonal display size. Now we'll have Wi-Fi 6E, and the battery will last between 3 and 12 hours of gameplay, content dependent.
Yeah, makes sense. That's good.
Yeah, they've basically just done mid-season refresh. Like, functionally, it's the same size, does all the same things.
Yeah, if you've got one, don't bother getting another.
Basically, yeah. There is a limited.
How much is it?
they're about the same price. So the 512, the 1 terabyte one, so the top one is still like 560 quid, which is what like my 512 one cost a year ago.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, they've kept the same price, and also places are starting to do refurbished ones for like a couple of $100 quid. Like the prices.
Now we're talking, baby.
Yeah,
now we're fucking talking.
The prices on them.
Well, the LCD ones have dropped. They've already dropped on Steam's website for the LCD ones.
Listeners, if you see one for between 150 to 200 quid, shout out your boy. He'll buy it on the spot.
There is a limited edition OLED one, which I was tempted for about 5 seconds on it because it's got translucent plastic. I miss the translucent look. Do you remember the Game Boy? Do you remember the Game Boy with the translucent shell?
Yeah. No, I like translucent stuff.
I don't like them. I think they look tacky.
I do. I like looking at the innards.
But I mean, yeah, great. I'll be waiting for like the Steam Deck 2.
I'll be waiting for your Steam Deck 1 to sell to me.
Because I don't play anything particularly intensive on my Steam Deck. I tend to play like RPGs, indie games, Metroidvanias, that kind of thing.
I'd kill to sit and play Baldur's Gate in bed. I'd kill.
Baldur's Gate does play really well on the Steam Deck, actually. It's very good.
I would kill.
Like the Dark Urge.
Yeah, I have got the dark urge to play that in bed with the lights off and treat it like my bedtime book.
Just hoping your wife doesn't wake up while you're romancing Astarion.
Oh, she already knows.
You're already wild shaped into the bear and everything.
No, my recent run, it's that Mifara or whatever she's got. The drow elf.
You can't fix her, mate. She's just going to break your heart. You can't fix her.
I can fix her. Mate, she rode me reverse cowgirl. She knows the moves. She knows the moves that Daddy likes. Daddy likes that.
Candy's just like spat wine over her PC.
I literally
It's
did.
because she understands the reverse cowgirl is the ultimate move.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Second only to wheelbarrow.
It's the best one if you don't find your partner that attractive. Not me personally, but if you do the reverse cowgirl, no one sees anybody. It's brilliant. You can imagine anyone's there. It's fantastic. Try it, guys. Try it this Christmas time. This is what last week we're lacking. Edge. Next.
Well, speaking of Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 3 will be heavily censored in Japan. The RPG is full with intimate cutscenes and sexually charged character interactions, to the point where the title's reputation almost hinges on such content outside of the hardcore sphere. The game also depicts a lot of gore and violence. It's set to release in Japan on the 21st of December and is being censored. Spike Chunsoft, what a name, the title's Japanese publisher, has confirmed it's had various adjustments in order to comply with the country's strict guidelines on things like sex and nudity. More specifically, the Japanese version of Baldur's Gate 3 won't let players enable explicit content through the game's settings.
Hang on a second. The Japanese are the perviest bunch in the fucking world.
Say, you're telling me the land of hentai is frowning upon
you have
Baldur's
to
Gate?
remember. You
the
have
country
to
that birthed
remember.
Legend of the Overfiend.
The country where you can buy
Remember this.
knickers in a vending machine.
Tentacle porn.
But what I'm saying, that there are different laws when it comes to interactivity in that country. Everything else, if it's just visual, you can watch it. You can do what you
Blowjob
want.
machines over there.
Oh, do they?
Where? Is that UK based?
No, in Japan, you dickhead.
Me and Oodles are going to use the picture of money to go to Japan on a research mission.
We're doing this for science.
We can confirm.
It'll end up being like that chuffing Amsterdam girl. It'll be me and Stig in a booth, and I don't realise it's Stig's dick I'm stuck in. And then the glass opens up, and there's Stig's face.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Modernescapism reaction video.
That's how we go viral. That's how we do it.
That's how we get fucking kicked off the internet. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, honestly, back to Baldur's Gate 3. There is a way around this. They can just cut out those cutscenes. You can't shag and press buttons. It's not a quick time event. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if you remember when you first start your very first game in Baldur's Gate, it asks if you want to enable explicit content. So basically, it's gating that off.
Yeah, it makes sense. And again, there is a lot of gratuitous violence, kicking squirrels and stuff, and splatting them against trees, shagging constantly, and cross-species sex with animals, and it's fucked. But I think that's the spirit of that game. I went into that game saying I'm not going to shag anything. You can't resist.
You've shagged everything, haven't you?
I've shagged it. I took a lot. I went around shagging.
Because you are a fucking sex goblin. You've now rolled one.
I rolled a natural 20 on that, mate. Telling you, critical.
Well, Stig asked what a Dragonborn's dick looked like, so I sent him a picture of cowboys.
Yeah. What does it look like? I've not actually seen. I might
Spiked,
re-roll a new character. Naked Dragonborn running around with his cock out. Nice. But yeah, I think a censored version of that, and I'm not here for censoring. I think it will lose a bit of its spirit. I don't think it'll be as big in Japan because of that kind of thing as well. I think they'll import the Western version. I bet if they're really hardcore. Well,
I think also like CRPGs don't tend to do that well in Japan anyway. They're more about the actual homegrown RPGs.
Yeah, JRPGs. Like look what they do with Dragon Quest. When you have a bit of you have a bit of puff, it just goes to a black screen. It goes and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. But I hope they enjoy it because it's a fantastic game. Next.
Well, speaking of Larian Studios, they were honoured to have won the Golden Joystick Awards for the following categories: Best Storytelling, Visual Design, Studio of the Year, Game Community, Supporting Performer for Neil Newborn, PC Gamer of the Year, and Ultimate Game of the Year. I think they did pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is the Golden Joysticks? Is that Jeff Keighley's one?
No, that's Game Awards. That's next month.
What's Golden Joysticks then?
Oh shit! Who did Golden Joysticks?
Is it a website?
Well, Larian did.
Yeah, I think it.
This is their own awards. It's got to be a website, isn't it?
Yeah, Games Radar.
God, Games Radar. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense. But that's mega, that, isn't it? That for a company that were like, yeah, we're just doing these little Divinity games. We've got a devout audience, but we're not mainstream. And now they are the ones to watch. Their next game is going to be stared at by the world.
Yeah, I'm especially happy that Neil Newborn won the voice actor for Astarion playing.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
Like, I didn't like his character early on. Like, he's the funny camp vampire, whatever. Didn't have him in my party.
There's so much nuance to him.
There's a lot of nuance to him. And by the time I finished his quest, like the ending I got for his quest, when you get to Cazador's Palace, me, he's so good. Like, I was in tears at the end.
He is really good.
The decision I made.
He feels like the main character, doesn't he? He feels like the main character with his quest and everything.
So. Like, I mean, all the actors in Baldur's Gate 3 are fantastic, but I think like that ending scene in the Cazador's Palace was just Neil Newborn is on another fucking level as a voice actor, and this is what happens when you pay your voice actors properly.
Yeah,
give them the time to create the character.
They lived and breathed those characters, didn't they, for a long time?
For like 4 years or something like that.
Oh, they still do now. Like that's the other cool thing about it, because the game's popularity. They've kind of taken it on, and they do like D&D sessions on Twitch in the characters now, and they're obviously blowing up on conventions and stuff.
Yeah,
good for them. I'm happy because that's what we they are actors. I don't care if they're not doing it physically.
I think
it's the voice actors. It's important.
I think I'm going to respec him. Because I don't take him with me because I don't find him useful in fights.
You don't need a rogue.
No, make him a monk.
Yeah, I'm thinking about I could take him in because Will's powerful. He's just boring.
You can just why don't you just swap their roles completely?
That's what I mean. I'm thinking about just kind of swapping the. Yeah.
The
good lad.
I think this is the portentor of what's to come for the award season. I think Larian are going to really mop up this year in all the awards categories.
Again, I'm so excited for what they've got next. I'd love them to do Icewind Dale. I'd love it.
I think they were talking about doing Divinity 3 next.
Yeah,
bang into it. Yeah, because I loved the first two. Loved them.
See, I think
Baldur's
Gate, not just because it's such a good game anyway, but the success is the massive gap between 2 and 3, and it's like we're bringing Baldur's Gate back. So if you love those first two games, fuck, Baldur's Gate's back. And it just happened to be a great game as well, which is good.
I mean, like Oodles said, they could take the template and do Icewind Dale, which is another place in Faerun.
We need more snow.
Do that. Yeah,
there's a distinct lack of snow in that game.
They've got the blueprint there, and they could take the template they've built and create another fabulous game.
Yeah. Absolutely,
it's just on another note, it's not them. Nintendo put out a main AAA Zelda game this year.
I know.
And
didn't they?
And it's literally the only game it won. The only award it won was Nintendo exclusive. That's how good Baldur's Gate 3 has been.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
everyone forgot.
I loved it. I loved it as well. I absolutely loved Tears of the Kingdom. Adored it more than Breath of the Wild.
Fucking Game of the Year discussions this year are going to be an absolute fucking mess.
What we're going to do? And it's our first year we're doing it, and on the hardest year ever. I am shitting myself. It's mere weeks away. I am shitting
probably play some Starfield then, shouldn't I?
You should, because it's definitely a contender, 100%. Starfield's great. Next.
BioWare has teased a Mass Effect title. Trilogy ending questions. BioWare celebrated this year's annual Mass Effect celebrations with a blog post that hints at Mass Effect 5's title and suggests fans will get answers to their burning questions concerning what happened after Mass Effect 3's ending.
Which ending?
It is unclear, however, whether this means that they're coming in Mass Effect 5. It's still several years away. They released a trailer on N7 Day itself with a few teasers, and people were going through all the little snippets of code and stuff, trying to find out what secrets were hidden. Yeah, I'm excited if they do a better job than Andromeda.
I mean, people are saying, they better bring Shepard back. And I'm like, you got to remember, Shepard was kind of an open book. It wasn't him or her that made the game. It was the characters around him.
Yeah, I mean, Fem Shep was a good character, but like Shepard in general was supposed to be a reasonable blank slate.
Yeah, and that's what happened with Ryder in Andromeda. Ryder talked too much. People didn't like it.
To be fair, I think Shepard might have even worked better if they were a voiceless character.
Yeah, 100%, because everyone else, Garrus and everyone else, do you know what I mean?
Garrus, what a lovely bloke.
Liara and all these other people, they made that game better. And the side characters in Andromeda, can you name one? Can anyone name a side character?
Well, there's Dave.
One of the other characters? Dave. Steve.
Let's
Annabelle.
Let's not spoil it for Candy. She's still got Mass Effect to play.
Oh well, Candy. The side characters, your companions in that game are outstanding, even from the first one. Don't worry.
And you're probably going to have a crush on Garrus.
Oh,
Garrus is the boy.
All the ladies love Garrus.
All the boys love Garrus.
Yeah,
to be fair.
He's always in my squad.
It
Exactly.
was in your bed.
I think that's what it is, and that's why I also think why Mass Effect 3 fell off a little bit, because the side characters on that weren't as good as 1 and 2.
Well, I think as well, because like Mass Effect...
Apart from Mordin. Love Mordin.
Mordin, don't.
Yeah. My boy.
The problem with Mass Effect 3 was, though, that depending on how you'd done Mass Effect 2, you probably could have lost some of the core characters.
Yeah, most of them.
It was a potential for you to only have the new characters. You could have lost everyone that last mission in 2.
Oh, who's this? He looks like Rex, but he's not Rex. He's Grunt. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's it, Grunt, yeah.
Oh, no.
It's the same voice actor as Rex.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Palette swap model. The other thing as well, after the last 2 releases, I've got no confidence in BioWare. Like, they're really going to do something fucking special. After Andromeda and Anthem. Jesus fucking Christ.
Anthem. Oh, the game that I bought day 1, completed day 1, took it back day 1, told them the disc didn't work. Do you want another disc? No, I want a refund. Got my money back. Brilliant. Great times. So I completed that game within the store opening and the start before the store closed.
Oh, BioWare, how far you've fallen.
Shite. Ah, yeah. Knights of the Old Republic 3. Come on, let's go. Next.
Super Mario RPG has apparently been developed by Dragon Quest studio Art Piazza.
What?
As spotted by Naruki on Twitter, players who've already pre-ordered the remake from the eShop have discovered that Arte Piazza, however you pronounce that, perhaps best known for its work on Square Enix's Dragon Quest series, has taken the reins. Nintendo's Ayako Moriwaki stepping into the director role.
This is fucking good news.
You buying that next week then?
Next week?
It's
this week as of recording.
It's leaked already.
Yeah.
Have you had a go yet, Stick? Is it any good?
No, don't do things like that.
Okay. Tell me after the show. I do want it. I love the original, and it's the remake of that, isn't it?
Yeah, with a modern art style and everything, and now some Dragon Quest DNA. Keep you going to 12 comes out.
Don't even talk. That should be next year, shouldn't it? Oh God. Next.
Moving to the world of film and TV, Hollywood Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, acronym, agrees tentative deal to end 4-month strike. US actors are expected to resume work after the union agreed a tentative deal with Hollywood studios. SAG-AFTRA reached agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and TV Producers in a unanimous vote. The shutdown, combined with a separate writer's strike, paralysed the entertainment industry and disrupted numerous major films and TV shows. Actors have been calling for better pay and safeguards for the use of AI. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher posted, "We did it." She thanked members for hanging in and holding out for this historic deal. Various actors have welcomed the deal, including someone like Zac Efron, describing it as incredible at the premiere for his wrestling film, The Iron Claw. SAG-AFTRA Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland told Reuters that there were definitely some tears, a lot of big smiles, a lot of hugs when the agreement was reached. 3-year contract would make a long-term difference for the future of the members in our industry.
Did you see Kevin Bacon's celebration for it? He did the Footloose dance.
He did, yeah.
Oh, this is great news, but I don't want it to get excited again because last time we were like, "Oh, they've done it," and they're not agreed to it. So you probably got this news story a few days ago. Has it definitely been agreed as of today?
Yeah, like
86% in favour.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic!
And like the actors are already back to work.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for them. Absolutely.
One thing that the story that you found, Biggie, doesn't mention, which I thought was actually quite a good thing. It kind of shocked me it wasn't there in the first place. Part of the deal they've got is actually more protections in terms of any film or TV production where there's nude scenes. They now have to have intimacy coordinators. So someone who is on set to advocate for the actors to make sure they're comfortable, make sure their dignity is maintained.
And they're not being scared by a director to go do it, get your tit out.
Yeah. And also working with like directors of photography and directors to make sure that there's no unnecessary movements or stuff that makes the actors feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and proper close sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I was quite surprised that wasn't already a thing. That's kind of horrific when you think
it's
of
horrific
in Hollywood. Really, I'm not surprised it wasn't a thing. And when you listen to some of the boomer and older actors talk, and they're like, "Oh, why did these stuff like that? We just got on with it in our day." And I'm just like, fucking the stories that have come out about people like Marlon Brando in certain scenes. That's why it's fucking needed. They didn't just get on with it. So yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a very good thing.
It's all a very good thing. Yeah,
I agree.
The deal was valued at more than $1 billion, which is $814 million approximately, and includes increases in minimum salaries and new streaming participation bonus and more protections against the images and voices being replicated by AI.
It's good. It's just good for everyone. And some film podcasts I listen to, they stopped doing stuff because of this. They were in support. They can get back on track with their stuff. People I know, people I love, can start getting back into it. It's just great all around, and it's going to set a precedent again for other industries. You're going to get a Bollywood industry. They're going to start thinking, hang on, we don't want our actors to start striking, so maybe we'll preempt that and do things good. Do you know what I mean? Other industry, Chinese film industry, Japanese film industry, all everywhere, across everything, is going to probably look at this and go, yeah, the people can destroy us if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's only a good thing. So I'm chuffed to bits, and I'm sure we all are, to start getting us films back. Come back, films. Come back. We've missed you. Next.
Legend of Zelda is a live-action movie in the works, according to Nintendo.
Oh, not this. No, go back on strike. Fuck it.
The film will be directed by Wes Ball, who directed the Maze Runner series and the up-and-coming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It will be co-financed by
Maze
Nintendo
Runner?
and Sony Pictures Entertainment. Mm.
Isn't it being written by the person who wrote The Rise of Skywalker?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this film is.
yeah.
Fucked. Somehow, Ganondorf, whatever his name is, returned.
That is actually a fact. But are they going to have a mute Link? They better do.
Yeah.
Of course not.
They can't. You can't have a Hollywood film, big budget Hollywood film with a mute character.
I think you can. There's quite
I
a
mean,
few
you
films.
can, but they're not going to.
Oh, okay.
Charlie
okay.
Chaplin waves at you.
Okay, what I mean is like big summer blockbuster kind of film, because that's what they'll be aiming at.
Why does it have to be? It's been better as an A24 think piece or something like that.
It would be better as a fucking cartoon.
Animated
fucking-
film.
It would be
Yeah,
better as a
animated.
cartoon.
Like a Netflix anime. Give us that. If they have to do something with Legend of Zelda, but
I'm surprised it didn't go cartoon because it just saves a lot on that world. It'd be easier to produce in computers
no,
than
I've
having
just
to
had a
do all
horrible thought
CGI.
what's going to happen. I'm so sorry, guys, for putting this in your brain. They're going to try and make it MCU funny. And it's going to be minging. It's going to be shite. There's going to be jokes. There's going to be fucking real world music in it as well, I bet.
Oh, God.
Chris Pratt.
Link's going to be wisecracking, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's
And
gonna be,
they'll give him some action hero body. He's not going to be the twink that we love.
It's going to have a scene.
Zac Efron.
It's going to have a scene where Link and Zelda and other heroes start walking towards the screen with the Beastie Boys playing in the background, and one by one, like all the heroes join until they're in a line.
Bit of sabotage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew exactly the song. You knew exactly the song. I was thinking, I couldn't remember the.
That bass line.
Yeah, and then the ultimate showdown between Link and Ganondorf's going to be like da-da-down, 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 da-da-down. Oh, God. No.
The orchestral version of a Kashmir.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's going to be awful. When that game's got such great music that it could just use, but they're not going to do it. They're going to have fucking Gangnam Style during Hyrule. It's going to be awful.
There's going to be some
There's going to be a
action
chicken gag, though, at least.
There will be. There'll be some action sequence where it'll be like an orchestral trance version of the
I know who's going to be Link.
Who?
Chris Pratt.
No.
No. He would be too old for that.
He's
Same with
Zelda.
Zac Efron.
Bowser.
The only joke I'll accept is
Not bad.
if at some point someone turns to Link and he's cooking up food for no reason. Like, Link, we're trying to save the world, and he's just there cooking away, just doing something. Just fucking around while the world's ending.
God, imagine what the state of the fucking Gorons is going to be.
No.
That'll be Jack Black.
In Hollywood, that'll be Jack Black, that's for sure.
I've just realised who
Hey,
Link will
Link, you
be.
rock! You know, that kind of thing.
Link will be that kid that played Vecna in Stranger Things. Because
Little
he's got
blonde
that
kid.
kind of twinkish, like, pixie look.
Maybe, yeah.
They might just have a nobody
Yeah, I can see
do
that.
it.
Oh, it's going to be terrible.
I saw a woman
gonna
on
be
TikTok who
horrendous.
looked like Zelda, like she's a real
Emma
life.
Watson is Zelda.
No, this woman looks just like Zelda. Can't remember what her
pointy ears.
name is now. Yeah, she literally has like quite pointed ears herself. So
She's a Hylian.
Elf.
The whole thing makes me a bit sick. The Mario thing, when they announced, I was like, "Yeah, Mario would be brilliant for just an action little film."
cartoon.
I was never, I never doubted Mario once because it makes sense. Like you could do that. You could do it with Pikmin. You could do it with any other Nintendo thing. But Zelda's a bit.
If I was going to do a Zelda
know.
film, if I wanted one, I would make it like Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Or like
that's
Kubo and the Two Strings.
yeah,
Like that
something like
kind
that.
of high fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I was even thinking more of the Green Knight. Let's go fucking super dark.
Yeah. I think Nintendo are missing a trick here because I think the best thing that they could turn into a live action movie that would work and give a character a voice would be Metroid.
Metroid, yeah. Metroid 100%.
Fucking a sci-fi action romp.
Yeah.
It'll come. It'll come. Every single one of them. They'll start getting made into films because
They've had one success.
Can't wait for the WarioWare film. It's just a series of short 5-second films constantly in your face. And I'm picking your nose. That one. Gonna be good. Next.
Marvel Studios has confirmed the arrival of a young Avengers in the MCU, with Miss Marvel taking on the role of the founder. Kate Bishop is the first recruit and could take up a leadership position, suggested that Cassie Lang will be recruited soon. Although the Marvels has earned $21.3 million in the film's first domestic opening day, the lowest in MCU history.
I forgot that we're out. I forgot it were out.
They haven't really marketed it that much, have they?
no.
Have they been allowed to?
It's reviewed okay, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Actually, no. I tell you
like
what,
3 out of 5s mainly.
The one marketing thing I've seen from it is fucking horrific, and that's the Las Vegas Sphere.
Oh.
So the video they're having it is the cat, I forget his name. Was it
Goose.
Jonesy? Goose. That's
Goose.
it.
In the comics, it's Chewbacca.
Okay, well, yeah. Goose is sat there and he's licking himself and all. And then his face splits open and tentacles come out all the way around the
It's a Flurgle.
yeah, the
isn't
orb.
it?
But imagine if you're drunk as fuck in Las Vegas, you don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, there's these 100-foot
Yeah.
octopus tentacles on there.
Yeah. Into it. How much would it cost to get Modern Escapism logo on there?
About £14 million.
That's
We got that
No.
in this budget?
that
Take the
thing's
kitty.
A couple of more patrons would be all right.
leaking money. That dome.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I saw that.
How can you say that when everyone's favourite band, U2, have got a residency there?
It's
Come on.
$100 million in debt 2 months after it opened.
Do you actually know anyone that likes U2? I don't.
Okay, the odd song, but I wouldn't go see it.
I don't know. I don't know. No one dislikes U2, but I don't know anyone that likes
I
them.
actively dislike you two.
Just because they put the thing on your iTunes without your, I know you're
I'm
upset
still
about
mad
that.
about that. I don't even have an iPhone anymore. I'm still mad
Right.
about that.
Let's go back to the original story about the Young Avengers.
Sorry.
Let's go back to the dome.
This is what but me and Noodles discussed this, didn't we? And it was our Hawkeye episodes. We were talking about this with Kate Bishop and
We did.
Yelena and everything. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like these
Young Avengers.
younger characters that are coming in. Spider-Man's
Basically, me and Stig
still
wrote
so young. Yeah.
You
So
want us money, please?
we knew it was going to be a thing. We knew Kate Bishop would be part of it, and it makes sense.
And Kate Bishop's brilliant. She is fantastic. What's the name of the actor that plays her? Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
She's fucking brilliant as Kate Bishop. Fantastic.
I mean, Haley
And
Steinfeld's brilliant as anything she does.
Oh, she's so good in that. And it's Christmas again, so I can watch Hawkeye. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching Hawkeye again because it's a Christmas show, guys. But I'm going to see the Marvels when I get a chance. But I really like Captain Marvel. I like that film. I know a lot of people don't.
I like
like
Miss
it.
Marvel as well. I like.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel were good.
Good, yeah. It's disappointing. I get it. Like when there's a lot of people kind of fatigued with it, and with the way Disney it'll be on Disney Plus by Christmas probably because it'll be a good Christmas
100%.
film to put on there. And so people are just like, what's the point of going to see it? It just gives them ammunition to dickheads on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's my only like. It's not like a willing Disney to make money. They have enough money. It's just the whole narrative of if it's not a man in the lead role, then they're just they're just going to shit on it.
Blame the incels. Next.
Just a couple of things to mention. Netflix has announced the Terminator anime series releasing in 2024.
Okay.
Right, then.
Geek
Into it.
Into it, yeah. I mean, it's a way of carrying Terminator on without.
Why not?
It's also set during the 90s
films.
by the look of it.
Ooh,
It's set in the days before Skynet comes online.
Nice. Into it. Love it.
So is Arnie going to reprise his role with that like weird, like accent he did in Terminator 3?
Fucking hope not.
That was so funny.
They released a lot of stuff at Geeked, Netflix. Loads of new trailers and stuff came out. So
check those out, listeners.
Yeah.
Next.
Darren Aronofsky has offered to adapt Elon Musk biopic for A24.
Next.
Our weekly Swift report. Taylor Swift has broken the Grammys record with her latest nomination for Song of the Year.
Next.
Shortlisting of Anti-Hero.
Actually, the song
makes
that you
Swift
like.
the first,
is it that
Anti-Hero.
one that I like?
Yeah.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
Makes her the first songwriter to score 7 nominations in the category, overtaking Sir Paul McCartney and Lionel Richie.
Oh, no.
Remember
It's a great
about-
song. Anti-Hero is a great song. It's the only one I like.
Do you remember a few months ago when Taylor Swift started coming up more and it was like, is she that big? Like you
No,
actually
she is.
questioned you actually questioned and me guys were like, yeah. And now it's like every week it's like she's done something.
It just wasn't
She's
in my...
broke another
it
record.
It wasn't in my household. You know what I mean? My kids are not really into...
She's overtaken a beetle.
The Beatle.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, she's big, ain't she? She's big.
She big. Also, and you're right, Anti-Hero is a banger of a song.
I think it's a fucking right tune. I didn't know it were her when I first listened. I put it on because it was top of Spotify list. When I went through them all, I went, oh, that's her.
Yeah, 'cause it was a
And I
TikTok
think it's a good
trend
song.
for ages, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a great song. It's barely a pop song. It's a bit more new romantic. It's a bit different.
But
I like it.
That's what a lot of her stuff is like, though.
Not
Yeah, there's
other
a-
stuff that...
There's some pop tunes in there, but there is a lot of other ones like that. That album specifically from that one's on.
Do you reckon she's maturing out of the pop?
No, she's just maturing the pop, like Cruel
Oh,
Summer.
maturing the pop. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Cruel Summer, which I put as the end of the Patreon section last week. That's not
good.
that's not a regular pop song.
No,
but
it's not.
got a
It's
really,
structured differently, innit?
but it's got that new romantic sound to it.
Hey, if she brings out a new album and I'm into it, I'm not that snobby. If I like something, I'll say I like it.
You like Billie Eilish, don't you? You like darker pop.
Yeah, I like Billie Eilish a lot.
I like looking at her.
What do you mean? Like she's a child?
She's not just 20.
Oh. I'm
Hello there.
joking. I'm joking.
Sex Goblin
I'm
strikes
joking.
again.
When they start,
I'm joking.
once
guys.
a woman starts, her age starts with a letter 2, Oodles is like, that's fine.
Let's go.
Unless it's 2. That's not fine.
No. Absolutely not. I'm getting the weird nonce. Next.
Over to the Weird World Web. 2 very
Finally.
quick stories. The first one, Bored Ape NFT event attendees report severe eye burn.
Yeah.
Several people have reported experiencing eye pain, vision problems, and sunburnt skin on Sunday after attending Ape Fest. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection event in Hong Kong that ran on from November the 3rd to the 5th.
I should have
Some
gone. I
Ape
could
Fest-
do it, Tan.
Some Ape Fest attendees posted on Twitter after seeking medical attention, with one person
I'm burnt.
reporting they've been
I'm
diagnosed with photokeratitis, also known as
Keratitis.
welder's eye. Keratitis.
Yeah.
Condition caused by unprotected exposure to ultraviolet radiation.
Do you know that condition is what old photographers used to have to hide under things for? You know, when the big flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that condition, and they were doing it at NFT events.
It's the screens were like,
They were just far too bright.
yeah.
That's brilliant. Just cooking kids.
But it's also at an NFT event. Like, what
so
sad
good.
bastard goes to an
For
NFT
Bored
event
Apes.
for Bored Ape Yacht
It's
Club?
so fucking brilliant. They should have melted. They should have all melted. It would have been fantastic. Imagine the news story. Tragedy has 15,000 NFT fans melt at NFT concert.
There's a quote in the article from Crypto June 777. That said, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't see anymore. I had so much pain, my whole skin is burned. I needed to go to hospital. Now, I don't want to laugh at people's misfortune, but fuck me, that's funny.
Well, listen to this bit. The Yugo Labs spokesperson, Emily Kitts, in a statement to The Verge, said, based on our estimates, the 15 people we've been in direct communication with so far represent less than 1% of the approximately 2,250 event attendees. So that's okay if 1% nearly died.
It's still a percentage I'm not willing to risk.
There should be no percent of people are getting burned by your LED display.
like one of my relatives went to see the 1975 other day. Nobody died. No. Nobody died.
I went to the cinema a few weeks ago. I did not have vision issues from the brightness of the screen.
No, or a tan.
No, I came out just as pasty and white as I am right now.
Fantastic. Oh, God, I look forward to the next event when they actually do get melt. Oh, God, it's so funny.
Oh, God, imagine if you're wearing glasses there and you get the fucking light focusing into your retina.
Yes, it burns you. You'll never see your NFT again.
No. Oh. How will I worship my JPEG?
Every silver lining.
Who knows? You said there's another one?
Yeah, very quickly. The UK faces Ferrero Rocher shortage over Christmas.
Fuming.
Cowgirl Cocoa and Chocolate is one of the UK's largest supplier of cocoa products. But now that the staff at the confectionery giant site in Worksop, which houses a production line churning out tens of thousands of tons of chocolate each year, have voted to take industrial action.
We need to take this very seriously, guys, because I've got a lot of affection for Ferrero Rochers.
A Christmas Rocher. Yeah.
Do you know,
when I
was younger...
It's the only time I buy them.
Yeah, same. I fell for the fact that I thought it was posh chocolate. It's not posh. You can get them really cheap.
Oh, it's just fucking tasty. But the problem is, the reason why I only buy them at Christmas is it's very easy to smash through 24 of them in one go.
Them
so
trays.
Easy.
I won a Ferrero Rocher
drunk.
competition. I won a competition years ago in, of all places, Salou in Spain. They were like, who can eat the most Ferrero Rochers? And I'm like, I'll have a go.
It's the most you've eaten in years.
Yeah, I had about 15 of them. Now we're a chunky boy back then. I just popping them in my gob and showing them. God, I fucking love hazelnut so much. I could live on hazelnut.
I've got a good part of candy machine history. I used to live with a lady who was the hand. You know, it used to come in on a tray. And she'd have this long, elegant hand. I used to live with her. She bought me some Ferrero Rochers for Christmas as well, because she knew how pumped I was.
And did she
present
Did you eat them out of her hand?
She did. No, I didn't eat them out of her hand, but she did present them like this.
I love Ferrero Rocher.
You're not spoiling us this year. No, I couldn't fucking get them.
To be fair, though, I do work in the vicinity of a supermarket, or some would say inside a supermarket, and there's a distinct lack of Rochers there.
You want to get stocking up when they bring them pallets in off the trucks.
I know. I'm just going to grab them all.
Treat it like a loo roll 3 years ago.
Have you seen the mixed ones that they're doing? The mixed pyramids where they've got white ones and they've got dark
ones.
ones.
They are.
I like the white ones.
God, it's so good.
The fucking coconut ones are such a disappointment though, because I hate coconut.
I
love coconut.
The existence of a coconut Ferrero Rocher is the worst thing in the world to me.
No, I love it.
Into him.
It's taken a valuable space of tasty.
No,
Rochers.
I will. If you don't want them, I'll eat them. I'll have them.
Yeah.
I go for bounties first in a celebrations tin. I
fucking love bounties.
No lie.
So if anyone gets any links, send it to me. Any coconut Rochers, send them to Oodles.
Yeah.
Lit doors, my Christmas chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Not
Love it all.
I
I shouldn't be eating chocolate either. I'm on medication that says I shouldn't eat chocolate.
A little ball and you put it in your mouth and you just
don't send them to Oodles, send them to me.
Fuck off. I'll eat them when I'm better.
Oh shit, I'm diabetic. You can't send them to me. Who's next?
Send them to me. I'm fat. It's fine.
You can lick them if you're diabetic. Surely, just don't let it.
I'll lick them and then send them to Gadget. Rewrap them.
I don't know how diabetes works. Surely you can lick them for the flavour.
You can get a contact high from your chocolate. You just can't eat it.
But please, send all your Patreon money to us, and we will buy all the Rochers up and split them evenly towards patrons. We need to save this luxury item because it's important.
Can you sniff them?
Probably could snort them. Yeah, you could probably rack them up.
Yeah, grind them up and snort them.
You could probably. It would really hurt your nose, though. It's very sensitive.
And it's a bit gloopy.
Yeah, but just think of that hazelnut rush you'd get, man.
Right to the brain.
That's what I needed. I needed this news, but let's get on with the main chunk of the show. What's everyone been up to? What has Candy been doing this fucking week?
I've been listening to an
I love
audiobook.
surprising her good first.
She's always surprised. She's never ready.
Never. Excuse me. Yes, I've been listening to an audiobook called Abroad in Japan, which is written by Chris Broad, not Chris George, Chris Broad, who is a YouTuber. I found his YouTube channel because I love all things Japan. I just like to live vicariously through him. And
is he the slick, dark-haired guy that has a ramen studio?
That's the one. His studio's insane.
I like him.
Yeah,
he's cool.
So basically, he does videos about living in Japan as a foreigner, tips for tourists, makes mini documentaries on location, that kind of thing.
Fluent speaker and all, isn't he?
Very fluent speaker, yes. And he's published a book about his journey in Japan, going from his chance encounter with a couple. It was never in his plan to move to Japan or travel or anything. Chance encounter with someone. It got him sent over to Japan to teach English.
That sounds like he were kidnapped.
I don't think so. Well, if he was, he doesn't go into that quite so much. But went out there with no Japanese language skills whatsoever. They don't require it if you go out there as an English teacher. But he just fully embraced the culture, and he was sent out to quite a rural place in North Japan where some of the Japanese people, including the Japanese teachers, were so wary of foreigners that they would actively kind of avoid him at all costs and just not make an effort to speak and everything.
Frightening Englishman.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of us English are pretty scary, it's fair to say.
He's probably taller than everyone in the country as well.
Yeah, he's only 5'4" as well. But,
exactly.
But yeah, no, it's a really lovely little book, and it goes from his early days about teaching English as a foreign language to picking up the Japanese language, learning to speak it, learning to write it, starting up his YouTube channel. His first kind of breakout hit, shall we say, was reviewing McDonald's chocolate chips, which I didn't know is a thing, and now I want to dip McDonald's chips in chocolate.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
it's the same as the chips in McFlurries as well.
Well, yeah, but this was actually on the McDonald's menu.
When I was there, the menu is insane. You can get hoisin duck in McDonald's.
Oh, God. Don't threaten me with a good time. There was also, he goes, I didn't know this happened because I've been watching his channel for quite some time and I didn't know that this had taken place, but he was on location filming a sort of mini documentary, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, these air raid sirens started going off. He jumped out of bed not knowing what the fuck was going on. He got all these alarms on his phone. And instead, out of sheer panic, the first thing he did was...
Godzilla's coming.
That's what I would have fucking thought. Godzilla's fucking coming.
He's come. He's rising from the ocean depths.
Which, out of all the ways of dying, would be a pretty metal way to go.
Yes, pretty good.
But no, in his sheer panic, he reached for his phone and recorded this YouTube video, uploaded it, didn't think much of it, went off to do his documentary. I think he was maybe climbing a mountain or something. But came back that evening. All hell of comments had it had gone absolutely viral. BBC had gone in touch, all these Japanese channels, and he became the voice of Japan. Basically, it was North Korea had launched
the Western voice of Japan.
The Western voice of Japan. North Korea had launched a missile.
They hit the sea. They went into the sea, didn't they? The mist
went straight over where he was actually staying. So yeah, he became the voice of all things potentially nuclear war related, and he was like, "Well, I just recorded a video."
He's now BBC's nucler correspondent.
Yes, it was pretty bad.
I was just reviewing ramen, and this happened.
And not only that, I think he was. He mentioned had he actually planned it, he would have maybe put some clothes on before he recorded the video. You know, he's kind of bleary-eyed.
I always prefer my nuclear correspondence naked. I always have.
Well, just like a cheeky nip outside the duvet cover, just the one. Just to make it a bit tantalising, you know. I
always said Chernobyl would have been better if they were naked. Would have been better. Saying it.
Oh, they need to plan.
It out there.
Oh, there's a lot of naked people in that fucking show.
There was.
There was by the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's called Chernobyl.
Oh, God. Chernobyl, not your nipple.
Oh, 3 nipples.
Next. But yeah, no, it's a really... Yeah, it's a really lovely book, and also it just it goes up into present day. You know what he's currently doing now with his YouTube and his hopes for the future, and the YouTube channel is just going from strength to strength. And he's actually got he lived his dream by interviewing Ken Watanabe, famous Japanese actor,
Sir Ken Watanabe,
the very fellow.
Love him.
Absolute Japanese legend, who by all accounts is, I wouldn't say down to earth, quite a charismatic fellow. However, he does a lot of charity work, and he does lots of work in the community, and he seems loved by all the locals that he helps.
Yeah.
So really lovely book. And I did do something else, which I will mention very quickly because it's kind of in the same vein. I watched this just before we started recording. I watched Shin Godzilla, which is...
I told you.
Oh, you're having a Japanese week, aren't you?
Yeah. Where did I watch it?
I told you to watch Shin Godzilla. I told you to watch it years ago.
Well, you were right. Loved it.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing. It's basically like a little, how patronizing of me. It's a Japanese reboot of the Godzilla series. And whereas the original film was an analogy of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, this draws inspiration from the 2011 Japan earthquake, followed by the tsunami, followed by the nuclear meltdown, as Godzilla appears in 3 different evolutions.
Those bad 5 years that they had.
Yeah. So Godzilla appears as 3 evolutions.
Did you like his googly eyes on his first form?
That's what I was about to fucking mention. What is up with those googly eyes? Like, the graphics are, the visual effects are passable. They look pretty good, but these fucking, I'm going to drop something in our little chat because it is just, it takes you out of it.
He looks like a Build-A-Bear, Godzilla. With googly eyes. The thing is, it's deliberate that they did that though, because they said it's because in this film, like Candy says, he has 3 forms. He grows in that film, and the first form they were saying like he's not really aware of his own existence. He's just walking, isn't he? If you remember, or sliding,
sort of crawling, yeah.
Yeah, it's like his chrysalis
form. Those eyes
form.
are more terrifying than anything. That could have been
when he gets to its 3rd form, similar to stuff like Attack on Titan and stuff like that, it's monstrous. It's one of the biggest Godzillas they've ever done. You know what I mean? It's insane, isn't it? But like Candy's probably going to touch on it. That film's not about Godzilla, is it?
No, it's in fact there's very little Godzilla actually in it. It's about the
10 minutes of him.
Yeah,
10 minutes of him in it.
And for that reason, I found it a little bit slow. But then I'm used to the Americanized, the Hollywood Godzillas recently because that's what I've been watching.
What with the big foot and everyone's like, "Oh no, it's Godzilla!" No.
Well, maybe not the Matthew Broderick one.
Well, you're talking about that as a cinematic masterpiece.
Well, the recent ones aren't that good. The Godzilla film was like.
I mean, the first 2 were okay.
It's
Godzilla versus Kong was a load of shite.
Yeah, that was shite.
Jamiroquai on the soundtrack.
That's the Matthew Broderick one.
Matthew Broderick one. Yeah, the Kong
Sean Reno one
was all right. That's obviously a Kong film, but the Godzilla film it's like 12 minutes of Godzilla, and it was all like
I have
just a lot of shite
at this point, and then I know that Monarch show's coming out on Apple, but to this point I've seen every. Oh, is it out? I've seen every single Godzilla film ever, and I think Shin Godzilla's the best one.
Really?
Genuinely, because I like the politics behind it. The film is about how our government deals with Godzilla, an unstoppable force, and that's what I like. It's a talkie. It's a Japanese talkie, and it's so fucking good. Oh, it's so good.
Apart from the googly eyes,
it's funny. It's funny.
I don't think that's what they were going for.
I know they were not going for that, but that's what's funny about it. His eyes are everywhere.
That's what I look like first thing in the morning or last thing at night after I've been out all night.
And now I get to put Shin Godzilla's eyes on the pod art. This is great news. Excellent. You've had a proper Land of the Rising Sun week, haven't you?
I have. Go Godzilla.
Excellent. Tune. Stick, what you've been up to, pal?
I've also been watching Japanese things.
Yeah, my word. Konnichiwa.
Before I mention my main one there, I finally finished off Attack on Titan. So
doesn't it end well?
The final chapter special came out on the start of November, 5th of November. I couldn't remember what the fuck had gone on, so I had to go back and rewatch the whole of the second half of season 4. because I'm just looking here now. It was May 2022. That's it'd been a whole year between then and when the next special came out, and then there was another gap. I thought, well, I didn't want to wait around, watch the special one, then wait for ages for the second special. So I waited for them both to come out. Couldn't remember what I did, so I just binged all the second series. Fucking love that show, and yes, it did end well.
It ends fantastically.
I know a few people have complained about because they changed a few things from the manga.
Because people complain.
But for me, who only watched the show, fucking loved it.
Yeah,
and
same.
That show will never, ever, it will never not produce goosebumps in me anytime they do a fight sequence. Whenever there's an ODM fight and they're zipping around, the music is absolutely incredible. And every single time I get goosebumps, and I got endings that I wanted for certain characters, and other characters went out in a blaze of glory and things like that. And I just thought, perfect. Thought it was great.
I think it's perfect too.
So
I think it says, and it's now currently Japan's biggest export manga anime. So it's earned its title. It overtook Dragon Ball Z, which was the because we got that over in the West, didn't we? Dubbed and all that.
Yeah.
It's if you've not watched Attack on Titan, fuck me, watch it.
How many seasons are there?
4 with
4.
Oh, that's easily digestible then.
There's 80, 90.
As anime goes,
90 odd episodes, like altogether.
It's easier than One Piece.
Yeah, right.
But there's so
War and Peace is easier than One Piece.
I've never known a show that like just I have to watch the next episode like that.
Yeah.
When you're binging it, it's just you're like, oh, I'll just watch this episode, and then suddenly it's 2:00 in the morning because every single episode leaves you with wanting to know what happens next.
I think it's perfect.
It's
genuinely
so good.
It's a perfect show.
It's a bit convoluted, but it actually pulls it all together and makes sense in the end. By the end, it has made sense, but there was moments when I was just going, where the fuck is this going? But
watch it, guys.
Really, really good. The other thing I did watch this week, it just come out on Netflix, is The Killer, which is David Fincher's new film starring Michael Fassbender. It's about a hitman who basically is on a job and the job goes wrong, and the people who paid him to do the job then try and correct that mistake by taking him out, and he goes on a revenge mission to it's all right. It's not one of Fincher's best films.
I thought he was struggling to guys. It's all right.
Given the director of the quality of Fincher, though, that they're saying it's all right. That's the most damning statement for him.
It's not good. It's
that's like other directors doing bad films.
I ran out of time to watch it because I'm a big fan of the French graphic novel it's based on. So I will try and watch it this week to give my opinion on it.
I didn't know it was out. I didn't know anything was out.
So the film is excellent. It's shot immaculately. It's perfect. It looks amazing. The cinematography is fantastic. Everything is kind of there for the people involved. Fincher's directing it really well. Fassbender's acting it really well. It's just narratively, it's just a bit boring. And you ultimately get to the end of it, and you're like, so what?
What's the soundtrack like? Because it's usually has the best.
The score is great, and actually at parts gets kind of buries in there and gets under your skin a little bit. It's kind of penetrative. It's really kind of good.
Yeah.
The soundtrack
it's
just the Smiths.
Fassbender's first role in ages as well, isn't it? It's been a few years since he's done anything.
Sure. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think so. I think he dropped off acting for a few years, and this is his first proper role back, if I'm right.
He's got the new Taika Waititi film next year as well, the football coach one.
Go on, you talked about the music. I want to know about the music.
Yeah, it's his last film since Dark Phoenix, which was just 2019. So so the score's great. The music is just the Smiths. That's all he listens, literally.
Oh, nah.
The Smiths.
The hitman listens to the Smiths, so every time there's a song, it's just him listening.
That's
to
why
the
he's
Smiths.
killing people, because he likes Morrissey.
Yeah. But it starts with this kind
Who's
of
in Fortnite?
It starts with almost like American Psycho-esque,
This is Huey Louie in the news.
No, talking over, he's narrating over the top, and he's talking about what's going on, and he's just kind of explaining the process and of being a hitman, and he's very nihilistic, and he's talking about, he starts banging on about McDonald's and shit like that. Like, he's kind of got that view of the world. But I don't know. He's very cold. Like, he plays a really cold off character really well. But I don't know. A lot of people are saying that they think it's a comedy, like a black comedy. That it's that, and it's not even.
You reckon it's lacking?
But it's not even advertised as that. But people are viewing it like that because it's just like, well, clearly Finch is doing this and doing this and doing that, and when you sit back and you think about it, going, yeah, actually that makes sense. Like, I can see this. It's not intentionally funny. You're not laughing at it. It's not, going to make you sit and laugh. But you can see where he's trying to poke fun at things and poke fun at the genre. You can actually see that. Yeah. If he's not doing that, then he's just made a really dull film.
That's a shame.
It's 2 hours long as well. It's rinse and repeat every time he goes to someone else in line for this to get his revenge. You just genuinely felt with a bit of a, why do I care?
Yeah. I know what you mean. I watch some films that people like lord over, and I'm like, I don't like the main character that much, so I'm never going to love it.
Yeah. It's, for me, it's his it's not his worst, but it's his bottom 3.
What would you say is his worst?
Benjamin Button. But even that I don't hate. Yeah. I just think it's
I don't hate it, but I don't really like it.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
At least Benjamin Button has like some kind of narrative story behind it. This doesn't.
Benjamin Button's a great little character, especially when he's an old man.
Yeah, he's great.
Cute. Cute.
I never I don't hate that film. I think it's a perfectly fine film.
Yeah, it is his worst film.
But his worst film was a 3 out of 5 for me. And a lot of directors can't say that their worst film is just...
Even Spielberg.
Yeah. So he's not doing anything wrong. It's just... Yeah, it didn't... what I was looking for with a Fincher film.
Next time, David. Next time, pal. Next time. We got you. We got you, brother.
Well made. Cool. Just dull.
Yeah. Cool. Gadget. Come on.
Okay, so I've also been doing Japanesey things.
Have you all been to Japan this week?
Evidently so. We're all going for them McDonald's.
We're turning Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
The
Squid Burger.
So, Oodles, do you remember when Returnal came out? And I said, that game has the worst title of any game ever made.
Yeah, because I other day I was speaking to you on the podcast, about 4 podcasts ago. What was that game? What was that game where you kept looping back as the astronaut? And Returnal.
Comebackle.
It's such a shite name.
Yeah, Comebackle. Yeah, a terrible name.
Comebackle.
I'm currently playing a game which has a worse title than that.
I don't believe you.
It's
just hit Game Pass.
It's bad.
I am playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
Pretty shite name. That is a pretty shite name. Fuck. So it's Yakuza then?
Yeah, it's Yakuza. So made by the only studio that could make it, Ryu Ga Gotta Go. This is, I don't want to call it a sequel. It's like an interquel between Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon and the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth that comes out in January.
The Animal Crossing one?
The one that has the Animal Crossing minigame, yeah.
It won't be mini though, will it?
If you remember Oodles, going back to Ichiban's story in Like a Dragon.
I remember it well.
The titling gets confusing. Well, you remember Best Boy Kiryu turns up in it.
He does.
He does. So Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is telling the story of what happens between Yakuza 6 and when he hooks up with Ichiban.
Huh.
So Yakuza, at the very end of Yakuza 6, which was supposed to be the last Kiryu game, before they moved on to Ichiban to create a kind of new set of narratives, he gets into a situation where he has to fake his own death so that his adoptive daughter, Haruka, can live her life freely away from the Yakuza and protected.
Yeah.
So this game starts off kind of 3 years after that, where Kiryu is living as I don't want to say he's living as a monk, but he's basically living in a temple, and occasionally he's being asked to do jobs by the Daidoji faction, who are the ones looking after Haruka.
Sounds very Shenmue to me.
It's a little bit, yeah. But he's working under the codename Joryu, And to make sure that nobody recognizes the fourth chairman of the Tojo family, he's wearing sunglasses. No one recognizes
That'll do
him.
it. That'll do it.
He's doing a Clark Kent here.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So he's going out doing these kind of Yakuza-y jobs until his handler is taken by a captain of another family because the other family recognizes him as Kazuma Kiryu.
Oh.
And all the time they're confronting him with all this information that they have about him, and he's just sat there going, "My name is Joryu." Absolutely refusing to admit who he is. But yeah, so this game takes place in Sotenbori from Yakuza 0. So this is Ryuga Gotoku reusing their assets as they're so good at doing.
As they've done the last 7 games.
The last 7 games. But you know what? It's great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful playing as Kiryu again. Like, I really enjoyed Yakuza 7. But that was when they made it more like Dragon Quest, where they made it a kind of a...
What is wrong with that?
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. They turned it into a turn-based battler with the exploration stuff. But I got into Yakuza playing, obviously, the Kiryu games, and I really like the brawler stuff, which is weird for me because I don't really like brawler games. But you're going back into kind of fighting in real time, which I really like. They've upgraded the Dragon engine again, so it looks pretty as ever. The city looks fucking gorgeous. And I'll tell you, you'll remember this mild irritation he does. Do you remember in the early Yakuza games, you'd go into a fight, and then it would appear like menacing men, and then you'd have like an animation swirl around as it gets you ready for the fight.
Spinning the knives around.
Yeah, and you're in this kind of semi-restricted area. No more of that. As soon as that name appears, like menacing men or mysterious men or whatever on the screen, you can punch them.
Mr. Shakedown.
You can punch them. So like you see a group of guys, you want to go fuck their shit up. Literally just run in. As soon as the name comes up, you can do a flying kick into them. It's great. Like, it's seamless.
That speeds it up.
There's also a lot more indoor areas. There's lots more places you can go within Sotenbori. They've added more shops, more places you can visit. There's no loading times because I think this is the first one that's for this generation. Like, I know maybe Lost Judgment was the first one for PS5, so this is the second one for this generation.
Yeah, I like the first Lost Judgment. The 2, Adam, I wasn't.
This is the first one that's only been made for this generation, though.
Yes, because the others are cross-gen, aren't they?
Yeah. It's really nice to have Kiryu's voice actor back. The funniest thing in the world is to listen to the English dub. Because
there's an English dub.
There is an English dub. And the English voice actor for Kiryu is the YouTuber Young Ye, who's like a tech YouTuber, news YouTuber. He's terrible. Like I sent Candy a clip of one of the karaoke sequences.
Was that real?
That was real. Man can't sing.
I thought that was someone taking the piss and just
no.
Kiryu can sing.
Yeah, that's what's in the game. It's auto-tuned to fuck. It's so bad.
Oh, what? I thought it was just someone taking the piss and they'd done like a TikTok of themselves singing over the song.
No, it's real.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
No, but it could sing in the other game.
Yeah,
like the Japanese actor can.
He's a great singer.
In fact, Oodles, while I'm talking about this, I am actually going to text you the video so you can have a listen to it because it is so fucking funny.
I can't because you'll hear it on this.
Oh, yeah, but true.
I listen to it when I have a poo later.
It is so fucking funny. It's unreal. In fact, I've lost where it was. I'll send it to you in a second. Anyway, there is one thing I don't like about this game, though. And it's not the characters, it's not the story. Everything's ticking along as a classic Yakuza game would. There's no Majima yet. I want a bit of Goro, but I'm sure he'll turn up later. But so you know how when I reviewed Yakuza 0, I said I didn't like the cabaret club stuff.
I did.
No, you understand why I didn't like it. I thought it was creepy. Yeah,
because it's seedy and awful, isn't it? Because it's like. It's not very nice for women, is it?
It's not very nice for women, and the whole thing is you go into these cabaret clubs, and
which is still a thing in real life.
Yeah, these hostess clubs in Japan. The whole concept is like salarymen go into these clubs, and they hire
you own a woman.
You hire a beautiful companion for the evening. She, you buy her drinks and buy yourself drinks, and you give her gifts and. if you're a lonely salaryman, this is how you get some human connection. It doesn't
That's your
lead to
wife
sex.
for the night.
It needs to point out it doesn't lead to sex. They're not prostitutes. But this has been a part of all of the Like a Dragon / Yakuza games, and it's something I've avoided because I just find it a bit gross and furry-handed and creepy. I don't like it. It's worse in this game because when you're in the cabaret club, and the way it worked in the previous games is you kind of sat opposite them, they ask you a question, you give one of 3 answers, and that gives you like a plus, middle, or minus score, and that's the gamification of this. Now they've got real models. It's real world footage of the models. It's so creepy.
What, with the cleavages out?
With the cleavages out. It's
how much is this game?
It's free on Game Pass.
Biggie's just disappeared off our camera. He's got a lot of
downloaded it. He's just bought himself an Xbox.
Biggie, why are you sweaty?
And you say you don't like this because
I've just sent you all the screenshot I took from it. It is so fucking creepy. You have to do one for the story to get the tutorial for it, and I'm never going back again.
Look at that plunging neckline.
Yeah, it's
My name's Kai. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Kai.
It's so fucking cringe and awful. I really don't like it. And I get why it's in there. It's a Japanese culture thing. Fine, whatever. But, oh man, it makes us feel so uncomfortable doing it.
Nice boobs, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, tits all day. But I think the thing to take away from this is, one, it's on Game Pass, so no outlay if you've got an Xbox or a PC. This is definitely for fans of the first 6 games, 7 games technically if you count 0. This is
and the samurai one.
This is a brawler. This is Kiryu at his finest, at his most stoic. And the weird thing is, because they kind of haven't updated his model, he's about 60 in this game, but he still looks like Yakuza 2.
Yeah, but they do age well.
They do age well, but the people keep calling him old man. It's like, he looks like he's 40.
He's gorgeous. Leave him alone.
He's a beautiful man. I love the Yakuza games, and this is a really good one. I'm very excited for Infinite Wealth, which comes out next year, which is back with Ichiban. So I
like Ichiban.
Ichiban's a lovely boy. He's like a golden.
I love how everyone hates it. They all hate his hair, and I'm like, his hair's amazing.
He's a golden retriever of a man.
Yeah. Doesn't Ichiban mean like good luck as well, or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it does. And he's got nothing but bad luck. Does it? Joke I don't understand.
That was the product that Joey was promoting with his Japanese video, Ichiban.
Is it?
Lipstick. Blue lipstick.
All right, then.
No idea.
I remember it.
No
That's
idea.
Just not the connection I would have made. It's
always remember it for some weird reason.
It's really good. It's standard Yakuza. Go play it if you enjoy Yakuza games.
They haven't made a bad game yet.
If you don't enjoy Yakuza games, you might hate this one. If you haven't tried one before, this is a bad time to get into it because this is so much story beforehand. You've got 8 games before this to play.
Lost Judgment 2 is my least favourite, and it's still a fucking 8 out of 10.
I didn't get on well with the Judgment games, mostly because I just didn't like the guy. I didn't like the character.
God, didn't you like his skinny jeans, though?
I like the skinny. I like the look of him.
Leather jacket.
I like the look of him. He had a really cool look. I just didn't like him as a character.
And his badge that said that he was a lawyer, and everyone respected it. It was like, oh, you've got a lawyer badge. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I much preferred my time with Ichiban and with Kiryu.
Cool. Another trip down to Japan. Biggie, have you been to Japan this week?
Not that I'm aware of, but just a couple of things. I've been playing Cyberpunk and still enjoying it. Watched season 1 of Narcos. Football Manager 24 came out. I won't bore you with all the bits and bobs around that. There's just a few tweaks here and there.
What's the story?
Last year's. But they're building next year's version from the ground up. So this is
what
more
team
of
are you
the
playing
same,
as?
really.
I do need to know that. Don't tell Liverpool.
Well, which one do you think?
You don't pick your own team on Football Manager. You pick a low league team and build your way
Accrington
up.
and Stanley and get them to the top of the Premiership.
Yeah. Who are
I
they?
could do, but I don't want to. I'm playing as Liverpool. But I did get around to watching...
Doing your best Sam Allardyce impression.
I did enjoy watching Oppenheimer. That was absolutely outstanding.
Great film.
All right, isn't it?
Just incredible. Really, 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 really enjoyed that. But yeah, the one thing we did watch was the Sly documentary on Netflix. The Sylvester Stallone. It's watchable. It's does delve a little bit into his. It's more of a puff piece, really. It's a weird thing. There's some.
Well, he commissioned it.
He did, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of his life story, and you can understand how he was pushed into taking the direction he went because he just wanted sort of overall approval of his father. Seems to be the thing that links to his success. It's kind of quite poignant at times, but it doesn't delve into all the other stuff. I mean, the guy's been married maybe 3 or 4 times. It hardly touches on the fact that unfortunately one of his son died.
Sage Stallone died.
Yeah, Sage died. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't get touched upon. It is more of about his life.
I bet he mentioned his fucking Oscars though, didn't he?
Yeah.
People forget
really
that he's an Oscar winner.
He's going to Arnie doesn't have one of these.
No.
Shove that up your ass, Arnie.
But it's one insight it does give, which is really odd, is that it sets the majority of the interview is set at his house, and he's moving because he's got this huge fucking mansion that he lives in for reasons he's downgrading. So he's packing up all this stuff in the background. He has surrounded himself with just objects of him, whether it's him as Rocky or Rambo. Obviously, he's
I've noticed that with a lot of like Hollywood types. They have like statues of themselves in their own house.
Busts, there's so many of Sly Stallone. He's even got the Rocky statue there. There's just so much memorabilia of his movies. It's just insane. Which is very narcissistic.
There are some actors that display that stuff. I remember seeing a video where Tom Hanks does a tour of his archive, and he has a office space created, like it's where it's kind of like his publicist team exists in that. But he walks to the archive, which is where he keeps all that shit, not in his house. He keeps it in an office space.
I wouldn't have it anyway. I don't even like pictures of my. I don't think there's a picture of myself in my house.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff is gifted.
Kids everywhere.
A lot of that stuff is gifted to him or as part of films and whatever.
I know.
So it's like he doesn't want to throw it away, but he doesn't want it in his fucking house.
I think it comes from that age, like those 70s, 80s mega stars. I mean, you can imagine Carl Weathers has got stuff in his house, just Carl Weathers memorabilia, and Arnie's probably got loads of Arnie stuff, and what's his name? Jesse the Body Ventura. He's probably just got nothing but himself in his house. He probably lives inside a big head of himself. Probably.
No, it'd be a bunker of
if you like the Arnie documentary on Netflix, you'll like this. They're very similar in their own little way, but it just doesn't. It's not a deep dive into his life.
I like that Arnie made one, and then Stallone's like, I'm going to make one as well.
Yeah, even Arnie makes an appearance talking about their rivalry and stuff. You know, there's some snippets there, but
let's be real, guys. Stallone's done better films than Arnie's ever done.
Yeah, but Stallone also did Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Which does get referred to. Yeah. It does get referred to in there. But yeah, it's watchable. It's fine. It's just not a deep dive into him, if you know what I mean. There's some stuff about his past, but not enough to make you go, But yeah, that was it.
Cool. I'm going to skip mine, and I might chat about it in the green room or next week, because we're going on too long, and mine's not as exciting as everybody else's. Have we got any feedback?
We do. We have lots of feedback, actually. From the usual
suspects.
There
we go. Good job I've skipped mine.
King Hagrid has said, not done too much, but I started the new High Rollers Season 3, but only go through episode 1. It looks like it'll be a fun filler between Scorched Sheep. So High Rollers is a D&D podcast.
No way.
And due to my girlfriend being off work most of the week, I've been dragged into watching the new season of Big Brother. Pause for the spewing of hatred.
I hadn't told everyone this, apart from you guys. I auditioned for this, didn't I?
Yeah, you
did.
And
I got through to the second round. I got through to the second round. I kept keeping you guys informed, and I never got past that bit.
As the mature podcaster.
Yeah. Because I remember, I think it was you, Candy, that were like, you're going to go in and they're going to call you mature. I'm like, shit, yeah, I am. I'm a bit old. And I did the interview, and then I did the I did the video interview as well, and they didn't want me after that. I don't blame them.
He says, I'm gripped by the hatred towards people I find infuriating, and I struggle to stop watching. Also, my girlfriend started on the Christmas films. It's going to be a long 2 months.
Well, just watch Muppets Christmas Carol, and that's the best one.
That is the definitive Christmas film.
It is the best one.
Better than Elf. Better than Elf, guys. Stop sucking Elf's dick, man.
Dysentery is better than Elf.
Oh, Elf's great, but
Elf's good, but it's not Christmas Carol. It's
not Muppets.
Muppets. It's in folk.
Polar Express. That's what everyone needs to watch. Those creepy fucking faces. Planty has said, hey, podcast pals, I hope you've had a spiffing 7 days.
No.
This week, I finally got Rachel to watch Dumb Money, which, after the brilliant Blackberry last week, I was super excited about. Only to find it relied too much on the viewer knowing every single detail of the true story of the GameStop debacle.
Is that what that's about?
Yeah, but Reddit going mental on GameStop.
But by the way, listeners, you know what I'm like? I had Gadget telling me the daily goings on about that story. He needed to tell me.
Yeah. So, like, I'll probably enjoy it because I know everything about that now because I had to fucking relay it to Oodles because he was interested.
Yeah, you were the expert.
He says it's got a great cast. A great cast can't save this from being overly winky. I said winky and conceited from the off. We've just finished the Evil Dead ahead of this week's 100 Things episode. I watched it on my old standard definition DVD, and now I'm blind. Still brilliantly gruesome and silly, but above all else has given me the opportunity to read more about video nasties.
Oh, so it means the original Evil Dead.
The original Evil Dead, not the most recent one.
Oh, because that was supposed to be good, the new one, isn't it, Stig?
I liked it, yeah.
Supposed to be good.
The original one's fucking just brutal.
Yeah, it's got some good bits.
Just brutal.
The original one's weird.
Yeah, I much prefer Evil Dead 2.
I do.
I had some pals around this weekend and we played some board games, specifically Zombicide, which is a super fun campaign game where each turn anything up to 50 zombies can spawn on the board. It's frantic at the best of times, but even more so when you've had a half a bottle of Clydesdale Distillery single malt. On the plus side, it meant I was able to avoid Rachel putting me through the atrocious Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Shut up. It's a great film.
I'll be back next week with more things I've done to avoid being an adult.
Does Planty know that there's a game coming out for that?
I think he does. I think we've talked about it before. I know,
it's gonna be great.
I know Candy's well up for Killer Clowns.
It was on my gaming draft league. It disappointed me.
That's the one I said would fail.
Do you know, speaking of that, about 4 of my picks are not actually being released this year, so I think I did pretty well. I came 5th.
It's going to be Gotti next year, Killer Clowns. I'm telling you now, mate. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the new Last of Us.
It's going to absolutely blow the Elden Ring DLC out of the water.
Oh, it's going to destroy everything that comes out. GTA 6, don't even bother. Killer Clowns is coming out, baby.
Next up, Xenos. I've been playing a lot of Remnant 2 this week to prep for the DLC coming out on Tuesday, which will be out by the time this episode goes up.
Shit.
However, I've already talked about that, so let's go with something different. This week, my girlfriend is here staying with us for a few days, and to give us both a change of scenery, I've been on a train for the first time in 3 years. And we went on a day trip to visit Birmingham. Wait, let me finish. There's a huge Christmas market on right now. And also I told Vex about the Sea Life Centre. She insists on going there while we were in the city. Frankly, an excellent day out between the two. I've taken an enormous number of photos and videos from the Sea Life Centre, including one of their green sea turtle munching on a lettuce because we got to their underwater tunnel around lunchtime. And the market took us all afternoon to work to get around. I finally got to try currywurst. I've confirmed it's delicious. Would highly recommend if you're in the area. The problem is it involves
Korean sausage.
It's a curried sausage.
Ugh. Rancid.
Nah, currywurst is fucking lovely.
Yeah.
No, I meant sausage. No. Rancid.
Sausage.
Like that.
Sausage is the greatest food of all time. Just thinking of that green sea turtle munching on lettuce, all I can think of is Finding Nemo and the turtles.
Yeah, fish dude.
Taking on the jellies.
That guy. Totally.
Angry Kurt is finishing us off saying,
of course he is.
It's been a bumper week this week for me as I've watched 3 films and started 1 new game. Busy lad.
Jesus. I ain't done nothing, me, mate.
First up was the film The Royal Hotel at the cinema. A good thriller set in the Australian outback, which gave me big green room vibes, but not quite as good as that.
Ooh.
Very much worth watching, though. Did like Green Room.
Yeah,
Green Room was good.
God, so good. I've seen the trailer to that film as well, and it does look good. Now he said it's good, I will watch it.
Next up was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Another thing with a terrible title.
Mission Impossible 2 yet.
Which had come up to rent on digital streaming. Cruise again shows he really knows how to do action films. Incredible set pieces like the train one. Plot is a bit nonsensical and hard to follow, but it doesn't take away too much from my overall enjoyment of it. My second favourite in the series after Mission Impossible Fallout.
You love him as well, don't you, Gadget Tom Cruise?
I don't watch anything with him in.
No, you don't.
The last film I watched with Tom...
I love your stance on it.
It's just a general broad stance against Scientology. The last film I watched with Tom Cruise in, and that I will watch because it's not really his film, is Tropic Thunder.
Another problematic film in the best way.
But problematic for different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Different time. It was a different time in 2008. Finally on the film front was The Killer. As I've mentioned before, I'm a big David Fincher fan, with some of his films being in my top 10. This disappointed me, though. It felt very by the numbers and wasn't doing anything I hadn't seen before in this type of film, which I think is basically what Stig said.
Has anyone ever seen Kurt and Stig in the same room together?
No,
they are the same person.
No, we're not. We're not.
We're not.
We differ on some films a lot.
And Stig could never be seen dead in a Derby shirt.
Yeah, that is true. Plus, Stig didn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier, so he wouldn't go to town and say that was his favourite one, like Kurt did.
Listen, we've been on their podcast Stig
really like WandaVision.
Yeah. Yeah. I have actually seen you because I've been on a podcast with you both at the same time. You have a really good at ventriloquy. On some kind of AI.
He finishes off saying, on the game front, I start Alan Wake 2 after hearing everyone gush about it and because I liked the first game. About 3 hours in, and I'm enjoying it, but it hasn't wowed me quite yet. I found the jumping in and out of the Mind Palace so frequently to be annoying, but apparently it gets better, and I've also had to knock the difficulty down to story, as normal was kicking my arse. Story is too easy, though. I wish there was a middle ground. Looking forward to play more, though. So, Kurt, stick with normal mode because it gets more challenging as you go on. I don't want to spoil what's coming up, but so for reference, Oodles, last time I talked to Kurt about it, he had only just put the heart in the witch.
Oh God!
He's like super early on, and he hasn't got to the old gods of Asgard yet.
Which have been on repeat on my Spotify.
It's the greatest bit in any video game. So yeah, Kurt, keep going with it.
Genuinely.
Once you get past the bit you're on, because the bit that he was on as the time of recording, I did find difficult on normal mode, and I contemplated going out of story just to get through that boss fight just after the heart.
Really?
I found it a bit tricky because I kept getting lost. But after that, go back up to normal mode and just stick with it. Enemies are a bit bullet spongy, but it's so good.
Yeah. And if it makes you feel better, Kurt, I'm playing on hardest difficulty, and I've sent a picture to Gadget today saying, I've got too many medipacks. I'm too healthy. I've got too much ammo. I think you start getting more abundance of stuff. For me.
Yeah, the early game difficulty curve is a bit strange.
Yeah, it's harder at first, and I'm on hardest mode because I'm a fucking idiot and I like doing that kind of weird shit. But
it's good that games allow you to do that now, isn't it? That you can just flick that up and down depending on where
it is handy just to give you the
You can't do it mid-combat, though, I bet, can you? I bet you have to do it like in a nice, relaxing scene.
Oh, actually, on a slight tangent, that gave me one very funny thing about Like a Dragon Gaiden. I was stuck on a boss fight, and for some reason, the game lets you buy upgrades in the middle of a boss fight.
Into it.
So I bought damage upgrades and smashed the fuck out of them.
I'm into it.
Anyway,
that's what happens in real life.
That's the
when
feedback.
You have a fight. Cool. As always, links to all our extracurricular activity are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. We recorded a Kenny Potter this week, so that's going to be coming into your ears very soon if you're a patron.
You already have it.
Oh, God, you already have it. And I'm sure you loved it just as much as we did. But it was a great show, and I always enjoy doing that with my two little friends over there. And again, there's so much more if you want to become a patron. to help support us when we can fly over to Japan and get to McDonald's and fly back with bellyache. But this would be the end of the show normally. It was last week, but now she's back, and I'm hoping for the most bumper edition of Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Oh, you're going to be so disappointed. It's the most.
Fuck's sake,
It's the
stop
most
letting me down.
unbumper. It's the most unbumper episode.
Okay.
But I saw a question asked on Reddit earlier, and I haven't really been able to get it out of my mind.
Oh no!
It's not that.
How
it's
does,
not like a
how
bad
does a
one.
baby? How is a baby born? How is a baby made?
No, I know how to do that. Managed to avoid it so far. Somebody asked, if you're having a brain transplant, is it your brain that's being transplanted or your body?
Now I can tell you this for sure: they've never done a brain
But
transplant.
but if they did,
So what you're trying to work out is if they were to take the brain out of the body and move it to another body,
yes.
are you doing a
Maybe
brain
just
transplant or a
say
body
swapped.
transplant?
Swapped.
Yeah, but
Swap
are you,
brain.
is that effect a brain transplant or a body transplant?
Yeah.
Both.
Yes,
Because it's
Now- and also, like-
because all you're talking about there is semantics.
I don't accept that as an
Yes.
answer.
And let's also get into some. It's philosophy time, guys. Don't forget the ha and the ka, the mind and the spirit. So you take the mind. Most like Western beliefs is your brain is you. The brain is the only thing on earth that's named itself. Think of it that way.
Fucking arrogant
nothing else
brains.
has named it. I know. We are just vessels for the brain. So you take that brain out and go to another body. You're still you, but in a different body. That's how I see it. The brain is you.
You know-
Your heart's not you.
But-
Your lungs
yeah, but
aren't you.
there's been-
Your brain
Yeah, I
is
agree with
you.
that.
There's been episodes where people have
Here we
had
go.
transplants of organs, like hearts and stuff.
Yes.
Maybe not a heart, other organs.
And they get that like phantom stuff where they feel like
Heart
residual.
transplant.
Yeah, like they've got memories.
You can get a heart transplant,
Can you?
but
I
they're just,
thought that,
they're just
No, I was thinking about that guy that died that had the pig heart. That's different.
yeah, that didn't last.
That didn't last.
The thing is, Candy, what I'm saying is, your brain is everything that you are. Nothing else is. You've just got bodily functions that helps your brain stay alive.
Can you go back?
So
Oodles, you know what we are?
what?
We are a pilot in a meat mecca.
Yeah, we're meat mechs.
Oh,
You- All we are is a brain. if your brain could be sustained and alive inside a jar of fluid,
Like
that
Walt
would still be
Disney's.
you. Yeah, that would still be you. Your body is just your body for your brain.
What were you going to say
It's
about
as simple
the
as
other
that.
organs, Candy?
So when like people have had transplants, they've had like kidney transplants and heart transplants and stuff. Like they get memories and stuff from the person who.
I knew that's where you were going. I knew that's where you were going, which is why I came back to it.
It says on Reddit.
No,
That's
they
the thing.
don't.
Oh,
Yes,
it's on
it is.
Reddit. That's sauce.
I fucking saw it on Strange But True.
No, they don't get memories from something. Ooh, what? Like you're telling me they get like a stomach transplant or something? And I really love sausages now. I hated sausages before I had this
I
stomach.
bet that fucking happens.
Actually, no. To be fair, in Kanye's defense, it's the thing. Not with like a stomach that, but people have had like kidney transplants or liver transplants, something like that, and they get a
New accent.
They get a craving or a liking for things that the previous host liked.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine that because it's
motherfuckers.
probably because it might have stuff within the
Enzymes.
Yeah.
DNA and the blood and all that shit. Like,
But not memories.
but not memories. Memories is here
memories.
in the
It says on
brain.
the internet.
Yep.
The internet's never right.
Reddit
We're
is
on the
your
internet.
source.
We're wrong.
I just. Have you ever?
Have you heard
Here's
Biggie's
one for you,
breaking
Candy.
news? There's not a fact in there.
Yeah, here's one for you, Candy, that blows your mind. You know when people have eyes,
And that's a fact, weirdly.
their eyes taken out in operations,
Yeah.
and you can see your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see yourself, the real you from your eyes. That gives people PTSD that bad that they have to like remove that eye. That'll fuck you up
God.
because you've seen yourself and you feel dirty because you're not supposed to see yourself. You only ever see a reflection of yourself.
You've never
don't you?
actually seen your own face.
Exactly.
I tell you what, though,
You've
Candy
never
might be onto
actually
it.
heard your own voice.
I watched a film where
Never.
a guy got it was I think it was a Tales from the Crypt, and he got a killer's eye, and you could see the killer, what the killer had been doing.
See,
There you go.
see.
You got the memories, and that's true story. That, but no, honestly, Candy,
Keep to tell me.
the brain, your brain is you. Nothing else is you. It's just your body.
Well, we'll agree
It's
to
different.
disagree.
Why is it in first-person shooters that you can't see the little tip of your nose when you look down?
Because you can't in
You
real
can't
life
anyway.
unless you focus on it.
Because
Unless you close one eye or the other, you can't see your own nose.
Yeah, you've got to focus on it.
your brain
There
has
should be an option.
your brain
Unless
has
you're
a
Pinocchio.
deliberate blind spot for your nose because
Yes.
you see it all the time.
You can still see.
That's why we're the
The-
apex predator.
The most important question that you should have regarding first-person shooters is why the character you play, why their eyes are in their stomach.
Yes.
Because if you don't do aim down sights, the gun would be like down here,
Yes.
and you can still fire like that. But when you do aim down sights, it brings it up to here, not to not to your
first-
character's face.
If first-person shooters were an accurate representation of myself, all I would see was this. Fucking hair.
And all you would hear is voices
That's
in
why
your
I'm good at
fucking
them.
brain.
Yeah.
Thanks for that weird trip down Candyland where Candy has now discovered that she's actually just a brain. She's just a brain. We're all brains.
She's a brain and a meat mech.
In the meat mecca.
with a
We're
wet
all in a meat
skeleton.
mech
No.
with a dirty, wet skeleton. Ugh. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all in the green room for Candy's realization that she is a brain. Bye.
Scary skeletons.
Oh, busting. So tired.